Time now for Better Money Boston. I'm here with Nick Colantuono. He's a certified financial planner at Johnson Brunetti. Now, retirement and saving for retirement, it's changed a lot over the years. Nick, want to find out from you, what is the outlook for retirement this year, 2024?
Well, look, it's an interesting year, Megan. We've got a lot of changes going on, not to mention the fact that we are now in the peak of this baby boomer wave. There's actually 14,000 people every single day turning 65 this year. So a lot of people, not just our viewers, are certainly concerned about the outlook for the road ahead. At the base of all of it, inflation, right? The world we live in is just getting more and more expensive every single day. So people need to account for this when determining how long and how potentially expensive those retirement years could be. Not to mention some strategies. Maybe it makes sense to start to save a little more or potentially even squeeze a little more juice out of those investments that you have, right? Getting higher rates of return. Now, I'm not talking about taking more risk that you don't need to take, but there's a big difference between a 2% CD and a 5% CD. So even, like I say, squeezing a little more juice might make a lot of sense for folks.
When we're thinking about retirement, we're often looking at our returns. And I know when we're getting poor returns early on, that can be really problematic, right?
Absolutely. The early years are critical. So just making sure that you're approaching those retirement years with a solid foundation when it comes to the investments is really key. Nobody wants to, hear the gun go off at the starting line and then you've got to take 10 steps backwards. And if you don't have an appropriate plan, unfortunately, that could be the case.
We're examining the outlook for retirement in 2024. This, of course, an election year, and there's lots going on around the world. How could that potentially impact us?
Yeah, that's an understatement, Megan. We've got a handful of wars going on. You already mentioned it's an election year. The fact of the matter is election years tend to be pretty good when it comes to the overall market returns. But when it's all said and done, who knows what happens, right? So just making sure that you're not chasing rates of return, have a solid foundation, and just don't panic.
Yeah, that's a great advice. Good insights, Nick, as always. And you've brought a free book to help us with a lot of this. Tell us about it.
We sure have. It's The Changing Story of Retirement. I always tell people the one constant is change.
And we want you to get that free book today. It is yours when you go to bettermoneyboston.com. Again, bettermoneyboston.com.